What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the new video, and today we are back reacting to part 2 of part 3 of the Dream SMP Complete Story by EvanMCGaming, The Reign of Manberg. That's the episode we're watching today. If you remember last week, we started this episode, we got to about the part of the big day of the election for the president of Manberg. So I assume it's going to be called Manberg soon. Because, if you don't remember, our candidates were Tommy and Wilbur. We're one team. We've got Schlatt on another one. We've got Funny, and I think Quackity was the other. Otherwise known as Swag 2020, Pog 2020, Coconut 2020, and Schlatt 2020. I believe those were the names, but actually I'm pretty sure those were the names. I checked up before this. So anyway, we are here to just wrap up to complete the episode, see what happened, and then see what happens later with the Exiled episode. This is part 3. This is episode 3 of like a 12-episode series. So this is about nowhere near the last you're going to see of the Dream SMP. Not even close. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get right into this.
The results were in. 220,000 people. All they could do was wait.
We started.
Never had faith in the feeling. The end. 220,000 people had voted, and today, the winner of the election would be announced.
Well, I wonder who's going to win.
From all across the server gathered at the podium to
Everyone's
hear
there.
the news. The candidates met on the stage, and Wilbur explained what would happen. Today, they would not just find out who won the election, but also inaugurate them immediately.
Oh.
Upon inauguration...
Okay. Wait a minute. I just remembered something. Didn't Schlatt and I think Fundy make a deal that they would work together in this?
The new leader would then announce their first decree as president. Within 15 minutes, Manberg would have their new president, and a new era would begin. Wilbur began the proclamation by announcing disqualified votes. By removing votes with the same IP address, Wilbur was able to account for any possible cheating or fake votes.
Of course they put
in total, there were 120,000 of these votes,
Jesus.
The majority of which came from Coconut 2020, who just so happened to have a coding YouTuber as their party head.
Yeah, I've seen his video.
Anyway, after that was sorted out, Wilbur began revealing the results.
Fundy lost.
With 9% of the vote, 20,000 people or so. In 4th place is Coconut 2020.
Yeah, Coconut.
Yeah!
Why did he say
with
yes?
16% of the vote.
16.
Coming in third place is Schlatt 2020.
Oh! It's between Tommy. It's
in
between
second place, with 30% of the popular vote, led by the party leader Quackity.
Yes!
Quack 2020. Meaning that the winner of the popular vote by 45% is Pog 2020.
Yeah.
By the incumbent. 2 nights ago, on the night of the election, Quackity made a deal. No matter what happens, Quackity would pool Swag 2020 votes on with Schlatt 2020 votes.
Oh no, they
Pog 2020 got 45% of the popular vote, meaning that the coalition government of Schlatt and Swag 2020 got 46% of the vote.
46!
Meaning that tonight, Schlatt 2020 has been inaugurated.
So, Manberg is
Schlatt,
screwed.
having been on the server for less than 24 hours,
Oh, jeez.
now ruled all of Manberg.
Hey.
Wilbur and Tommy sat in shock as the nation they fought for, the nation they built from the ground up, the nation they loved, slipped through their fingers into the cold hands of
This was your fault as well. You're the ones who ran the election. If you had made it open, there's a chance they might not have seen competition. My idea is that because of the fact that they tried to hide it, Quack didn't join out of spite, so it wouldn't be easy. And then everyone else joined because of that. So if they hadn't, maybe they would have won.
Schlatt.
Or at least not gone Schlatt.
Wilbur and Tommy left the podium and went to take a seat in the crowd.
Ooh.
And Schlatt, now the second most powerful man on the server.
Hey, why isn't he the most powerful? What has Dream got against Schlatt?
Gave his first decree as president of Manberg.
Actually, where has Dream been?
Well, that was pretty easy. And you know what I said?
Pure luck.
The day I got unbanned from the Dream SMP. I looked every citizen of L'Manberg in the eyes and I said, you listen to me. This place will be a lot different tomorrow.
Jeez.
Let's start making it happen.
What's gonna
My
do?
first decree as the president of L'Manberg.
What is
the
it?
Emperor is to revoke the citizenship of Wilbur Soot and Tommy Innit.
What?
There was no time to think. From leaders of a nation to enemies of the state
It wasn't enemy. He just revoked their citizenship. What?
within seconds. If Tommy and Wilbur wanted to make it out alive, they had to run. And run they did. Wilbur drank an invisibility potion, but it was no use.
Never mind.
Meanwhile, Tommy made a break for L'Manberg, managing to escape through an underground tunnel
Invisibility
Tubbo had built
that's
earlier.
smart.
Tommy and Wilbur met in the forest.
Now what?
They were now banished, not only from the nation of Dream SMP, but their own home of L'Manberg.
Jeez.
They ventured off into the wilderness, and as they searched for a place for their new home, they thought about what this meant. They had
This
put
couldn't have
everything
gone
on
worse.
the line for L'Manberg, gave their lives for L'Manberg,
Yeah.
and now they were forced to run from their creation, betrayed by their own nation.
It's so
They
sad.
built their new home in a small hill a few hundred blocks away from civilization.
Oh.
They had to start over. Having only some tools, armor, and a few random items, Tommy and Wilbur hit rock bottom. But then, Schlatt announced he would be giving another speech.
What was it?
Helpless and alone, all Wilbur and Tommy could do was listen, as the nation they once loved crumbled before them.
People of L'Manberg! The sun rises over another beautiful day in our country.
What's going on?
I reckon our nation needs to expand.
What?
I reckon we've done
He's
our
playing
country
a world
great
conquest.
disservice. I reckon we take down the walls.
No!
You can't do that.
What? Immediately! All citizens of L'Manberg required to help tear down the walls of this country.
What? Is that
Ends the second presidential speech. Let's get to
In one day, he has made the two creators of L'Manberg outcasts and has torn down almost everything they've built. All that stands is their trash, RV.
work.
The walls. The very walls that protected L'Manberg since the day it was born would be taken down by its own citizens.
Yeah.
Wilbur and Tommy could not help themselves and traveled back to watch. As they sat on a nearby hill, their nation's borders fell before their eyes. Wilbur was destroyed. L'Manberg was his dream from the day he joined the SMP, and in the span of 30 minutes,
Tommy's gonna get it back. He's
that
gonna get it
dream
back.
was crushed in front of him.
Gotta
When
get
Wilbur and
L'Manberg
Tommy
back.
arrived back at their base,
I saw
Wilbur
Technoblade on the
exclaimed that
thumbnail.
he was a
When is he coming
slow
in?
burning fuse. And over the next few weeks, he would become a much different man than the one Jay Schlatt crossed.
Gee.
Tommy, meanwhile, had already come up with a plan.
What is it?
Both of them knew that just the two of them would not be enough to put up a fight against the new L'Manberg.
Of course not.
Tommy had a trick up his sleeve.
What trick?
An old friend,
Ooh.
when
Is
the
it
time
Techno?
they needed it most,
It's Techno!
stepped up and offered
By the way, rest in peace, Technoblade. You were a great man and great Minecraft player. But let's go. He's here. The SMP.
a hand. For once since their banishment, Tommy and Wilbur would have something L'Manberg couldn't.
Okay.
Tommy and Wilbur had the blade.
Blade. Technoblade.
Technoblade. Legend has it he can take down an entire army with only 2
3v21.
other men.
What?
Legend has it he once spent 9 months farming potatoes to
Yeah, that's true. I saw his video. And he also, I think he beat Minecraft with a steering wheel?
bully a guy he didn't even know.
Yeah.
Legend has it he once entered 1,500 battles and won every single one of them.
Yeah.
Legend has it he can kill Dream.
Oh yeah, that happened. I forgot about
After
that.
hiding in the shadows and
Again, like I said, he beat Minecraft with the steering wheel. That is impressive. No matter how many speedrun stream does, beating it with a steering wheel is impressive.
Watching the events of the election unfold, Technoblade saw an opportunity. Being an anarchist, Techno looked for any opportunity to abolish government. And seeing hatred in Wilbur's eyes as the...
I don't see the point there, because if he wants to abolish government, Wilbur and Tommy want to take back their government. He's just gonna betray them when the time's right. I can guarantee it.
L'Manberg walls tumbled to the ground. He knew this was his chance.
Yeah, it had to be.
Together, Tommy, Wilbur, and Technoblade would build up their new base in a ravine underground.
Okay.
Keeping it a secret from everyone on the other side, they hoped to grow their arsenal right under Schlatt's nose. And when the time came, they knew they had to regain control of L'Manberg at any cost.
What's the cost going to be?
After Technoblade was escorted by Tommy to their base, Schlatt gave his second presidential speech.
He already gave one.
In this speech, he announced he would be changing the name of L'Manberg to Manberg.
No!
Everything their nation stood for, every trace of Wilbur and Tommy, was now gone. And the preparation for war began. Tommy, Wilbur, and Technoblade began by naming their new home Pogtopia.
Pogtopia!
Just a few minutes later, Tommy stumbled across his old strip mine, meaning they now had a direct underground path to Manberg.
That's lucky.
And no one else knew. By the next day, Technoblade, who according to himself stayed up all night, had created a large potato farm to supply Pogtopia with food. And Wilbur managed to convince Tubbo, a member of Schlatt's cabinet, to become a spy for them. Within a few weeks from their banishment, the resistance continued to build. Technoblade gathered weapons. Tubbo informed Wilbur of all of Manberg's plans, and the path to Manberg continued to expand.
Yeah.
Pogtopia flourished and was almost ready for war. They just needed the right time to strike. The nation of Manberg had changed a lot in this time. Office buildings arose, the L'Manberg flag was burned, and in its place sprouted a new flag. The Manberg flag. On the surface, things in Manberg looked to be going smoothly. But deep down, Schlatt knew it was already falling apart.
Oh, bad.
Word of a rebellion caught wind in the streets of Manberg. A secret group of people plotting to take down Schlatt. The rumored Pogtopia, to Schlatt's dismay, was not hated by the people, but seen as a force of good to save them from his ruthless rule. Many citizens attempted to help the rebellion by offering supplies and information.
I have the resources to help.
Schlatt, not wanting to lose any more people than he already had, could not stop them. But he could turn them back.
How?
As a last resort to save his dying country, Schlatt decided to throw a celebration.
For what?
A celebration of the new changes he had enacted as president, and a celebration of Manberg. He had announced the Manberg Festival.
What's the Manberg Festival?
This was their chance. Their chance to show Manberg how powerful Pogtopia truly was.
Yeah.
Their chance to scare Schlatt out of power.
Yes.
Their chance to take back Manberg.
Kick Schlatt out of office.
But Wilbur had changed his mind.
What?
The betrayal from his own people, the destruction of everything he'd worked for, was starting to take a toll on him. On the day of their banishment, Wilbur had said that he was a slow-burning fuse, and would soon be a much different man than the one Schlatt had crossed. Yeah. And now, more than ever, that fuse grew ever closer to an explosion.
Oh no!
After the announcement of the festival, both Wilbur and Tommy knew this was a huge opportunity for them. But Wilbur couldn't shake a dark feeling. The festival was good. Everything Schlatt had done was completely legal. And yet, they still wanted to ruin it with their rebellion.
Yeah.
Were they in the wrong? Were their actions justified? None of it mattered. Nothing changed the fact that Wilbur, after weeks of being away, had not made it any closer to getting back L'Manberg.
In that truck.
And as the days passed, so did the nation he once loved. His unfinished symphony.
Jeez.
A new plan began to come together for Wilbur.
What plan?
Losing all hope of gaining back control, Wilbur chose destruction. After all, he created that nation. It was his. If the people can stab him in the back, betray the very founder of the land in which they lived, why can't he do the same?
That's true, I mean.
If he can't have it, no one can. This was the new plan. Since the beginning of Pogtopia, a secret supporter fed them supplies and an offer of help whenever needed.
If you need my help.
An old enemy, Dream.
Why?
The
Why would
leader
you
of the
trust
nation
Dream?
of the greater Dream SMP was not much of a fan of Schlatt's ambition.
Oh.
Wilbur had every intention of keeping L'Manberg inside its walls and living peacefully.
I mean, that is true. I mean, that is a fair point. It's politics are a hard thing. Ugh, jeez. Politics are a hard thing, and I understand why Dream will try to help Wilbur, because Wilbur's plan is to just keep. They made a deal. Wilbur and Tommy and Dream made a deal. They stay inside their walls, they stay inside their walls. Keep L'Manberg within a certain range, and Tommy will give the gifts to Dream, and Dream won't bother them. That's what the deal was, and I'm pretty sure the deal stayed like that for a few months, for at least a little while, and then Schlatt comes in, tears down the walls, threatening war immediately, and now that's all that piece is just gone now.
But when Schlatt became president, he immediately tore down the walls and began to expand.
Yeah.
Seeing this as a potential threat, Dream secretly offered to help Pogtopia. To take down Schlatt, no conflict arose between Dream SMP and Manberg.
Chief.
Wilbur, looking for a way to blow up the entirety of Manberg, sought Dream's help to supply him with the firepower to do so. But before he talked with Dream, he explained his plan to Tommy.
Yes.
His right-hand man and partner since the beginning.
But
Tommy could not go through with it.
What?
He still had hope of getting back L'Manberg. He still had hope that things could go back to how they'd been before. He didn't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But Wilbur didn't need his help. All he needed was TNT, some redstone, and a button. And before long, Dream had agreed to supply Wilbur with everything he needed to blow the entire city sky high. Within a few minutes, the plan was finalized.
God.
On the day of the festival, directly after Tubbo's speech following the words, "Let the festival begin," Wilbur would make his way to the detonation room, press the button, and destroy everything.
God, and kill everyone as well.
With every seat in the front of the podium filled, with every citizen of Manberg sat right there in the city, he would blow up everything. And he would do it with a smile. The day of the festival finally arrived. October 16th. The stage was set, decorations sprung from every corner, and everyone was ready for a celebration. Everyone except Wilbur and Tommy.
Obviously.
Having rigged the entire nation with TNT, Wilbur's plan was still a go. He just needed to wait. And as the festival drew closer, more and more people logged on to party. They all gathered at the presidential podium. Tommy and Wilbur hid on top of a nearby building to attend the festival in secret. Among the attendees was Technoblade, who unbeknownst to Schlatt was on Pogtopia's side.
Right, yeah.
With Tubbo having been debriefed on the plan before, all the pieces were in place. Today would be the day everything changed. The festival officially began as Schlatt gave a quick speech. Following the speech, the people of Manberg and Technoblade went off to party at Carl's Party Island.
Ooh, nice.
Upon seeing the people, his friends, happy, Wilbur began having second thoughts about blowing up.
Oh, come on, you already had second thoughts. Don't make third thoughts.
To help bring himself to clarity, he called Tubbo over to talk with him and Tommy. Wilbur explained his dilemma, the innocent people that would be at risk for his selfish gain.
Yeah.
Tubbo agreed with Tommy that there were better ways to handle the situation, but also trusted Wilbur's better judgment.
God.
Entirely unsatisfied with his answer, Wilbur decided he would make Tubbo choose for him.
Oh.
The fate of Manberg rested on Tubbo's shoulders, and as Tubbo received the news from Wilbur, he was called up to the stage to give his speech. If Tubbo said the words, "Let the festival begin," Wilbur would immediately sprint to the button and detonate all of it. But if he didn't, Manberg would live to see another day.
Oh, jeez.
And so, with the entire nation balancing on his words, Tubbo gave his speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to look around at what we've built today. Look at each other. All of this, thanks to democracy and the leadership of Jay Schlatt. And isn't that what this festival's all about? Democracy. Our people have been beaten down by royals and dictators for so long, now we are finally free. Free to elect who we want, free to live how we want, and most importantly, free to go wherever we want without the...
You can see them on this hill, right here. I'm not entirely sure that's them, but you can definitely see someone on the hill.
Of those huge black walls. So with that in mind, I'd like to thank everyone for coming to this wonderful event. What's up, Schlatt?
You got anything else in the speech?
No, on that note, let the festival begin.
Wilbur ran. The deed was done, and today would be Manberg's last.
What have you done, Tubbo?
Within seconds, the entire country would be reduced to rubble.
Up? You're gonna create
all
war.
Wilbur needed to do was wait for Tubbo to clear the stage, and it would all be destroyed. But something wasn't right. Before Tubbo could leave the podium, Schlatt and Quackity quickly trapped him with concrete and cobblestone.
What?
Confused, Tubbo asked for an explanation, and Wilbur ran back to the building to see what was happening. Then, Schlatt gave another speech, unlike all that came before, and it didn't take long for the true nature of the gathering to be revealed.
It's to kill...
This was never meant to be a party.
It's to kill Tubbo.
There was never anything to celebrate. This was no festival.
It was kill...
No.
Tubbo assassination.
This was an execution.
Oh yeah, I make one.
Tubbo,
Yeah?
I know what you've been up to.
What have I been up to? What are you talking
What
about?
have I been up to? He says, what?
Actually, I'm actually trapped in here, Schlatt.
With the idiots, with the tyrants
What do you...
that we kicked out of this server, that we kicked out of this great country. Tubbo, I don't know if you know this, but treason isn't exactly a respectable thing around here. You know? I know what you've been doing. It all adds up, buddy. Your absence from great events. I mean, you walked off in the middle of this one. Don't try and tell me that you've done nothing wrong, because everybody knows it. Do you know what happens to traitors, Tubbo? Nothing good.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Hey, Technoblade, you want to come up here for a second?
What do you want out of me, Mr. President?
Oh, I mean, I only call you in for special favors. Techno, I need you to take him out.
What?
You're gonna take him out to dinner, bro. You're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him right now. And
I saw Wilbur running in the back.
I'd rather rule alone than with you.
Technoblade!
No, what are you doing?
He's softening him up.
Tubbo, I'm sorry. I'll make it as painless as
Technoblade!
possible.
What the hell?
Oh my god! Button. Let me go! Kill everybody!
Everyone go after Tommy Innit!
Chat, where's the button? Chat, where's the button? Chat, where's the button?
We leave!
Run! You gotta get out of there!
Everyone go after Tommy Innit!
We gotta get out of here!
Tommy.
Wait, Tommy's here?
Oh, we gotta get out of here! Tommy's on his own route!
What just happened? What just happened? Don't let him go!
Oh my god!
Oh!
What is happening? Oh my god!
The festival had gone completely off the rails.
No kidding.
Wilbur could not find his button, and Technoblade, their partner since the start of Pogtopia, had betrayed their cause and executed Tubbo.
He also killed
As the people of Manberg gathered back at the podium, they were angry. Schlatt had taken things way too far.
Jeez.
Standing up for Tubbo, Nikki, or Niachu, openly stated her opposition to the government and what they had become.
Yes.
As Schlatt was about to order her execution as well, Wilbur stepped in, no longer afraid of being seen. He spoke of the injustices Schlatt had done not only to him and Tommy, but to his own people as well. Then, distracting the associates of the government, Wilbur told Nikki to run,
Yeah, run!
saving her from execution.
Nothing on him. On her.
Following the chaos, Tommy, Tubbo, Wilbur, and Technoblade met at Pogtopia.
Yeah.
Tensions were high. Tommy, enraged by Techno's actions, the killing of his best friend, challenged him to a duel with no weapons. As Nikki showed up to join Pogtopia, Techno and Tommy prepared for the duel.
Oh,
Wilbur, in love with chaos, sat enthusiastically as his two friends fought to the death.
Fist fight.
Technoblade, being Technoblade, won the duel. And as the rest of Pogtopia continued to process what had just happened, Wilbur spoke to Techno. And within seconds, the two agreed that the next time the chance came, they would both team up to destroy.
What's Techno got in his hand? Let's go Wither. Oh no, you're gonna blow it up with Wither?
After the events of the festival, Manberg began to spiral into chaos.
No kidding.
Tubbo was not just a friend of Tommy's, but a friend of everyone.
Oh no.
And Schlatt ordered his death in cold blood.
Yeah, he died in the process.
But little support Schlatt still had faded away. One by one, his own people deserted his nation to join the uprising.
Yes! Yes!
Fundy, Ponk, and Jack Manifold had all left, leaving only Quackity, Carl, and Schlatt on the side.
Carl, what's wrong with you? Why are you standing with them?
Side of Manberg. But this relationship was not without its troubles. For weeks, Schlatt had ordered Quackity around, insulting him and completely disregarding his ideas.
Oh no.
It was enough.
Yes!
Quackity was more than one of Schlatt's pawns, and he had to show it. After an intense argument about whether or not the White House should be teared down, Quackity was finally fed up, killing Schlatt and running off to join Pogtopia. Welcoming him with open arms, the rebellion sharpened their swords, loaded their bows, and prepared for one final attack on Manberg. In mere days, Tommy, Wilbur, and Tubbo would have their chance to take back the nation they once loved and bring peace to the SMP. But first, some last-minute allegiance changes occurred.
What?
Not long after the festival, a new faction arose on the SMP.
What faction?
Although it would not be officially recognized for quite a while, the group still vowed to play a role in the upcoming war.
Huh?
Created by Bad Boy Halo, the nation of the Badlands consisted of Bad Boy Halo, Ant Frost, who also joined the SMP shortly after appearing in one of Dream's manhunts, Awesome Dude, and Skeppy. Together, these four sought to take control of the server through always helping the losing side of the battle, to keep conflict going indefinitely.
Jeez.
Although Manberg was clearly weaker than Pogtopia, for the upcoming battle, the Badlands would support the rebellion.
Why?
At least until they were winning. Most of the members of Dream's faction, the Greater Dream SMP, remained neutral during the battle, not wanting to create unnecessary enemies.
Smart.
That being said, some could not just stand by and watch their friends fight to the death.
Jeez.
One of these players was Eret.
Eret.
After betraying Manberg in the previous war, Eret was made king of the Greater Dream SMP for his efforts. He enjoyed his place as king, but everywhere he went he was reminded of that fateful day by the people he helped destroy. He couldn't live with the decisions he made. He regretted it all. But no apology would make up for what he did. No one would forgive him.
Jeez.
So he decided to show his allegiance and rebuild his trust. He would fight with Pogtopia.
Yes!
But there was a catch.
What?
Upon hearing word of Eret's plans, Dream rushed over to the castle immediately. There, he explained that if Eret wished to fight in the war, he would have to forfeit his position as king.
What's all the birds in the
once
area?
Again faced the choice between his friends and power.
Choose your
but
friend.
This time, he chose differently.
Yes!
Schlatt was running out of options.
Got three
As of now, his
Schlatt.
army consisted of himself and Carl, which, you know, could be a bit better. Because of this,
Carl's not like
Schlatt had to use his last resort. Calling a secret meeting with Dream, Schlatt offered something to Dream in exchange for fighting alongside him in the war. A secret book. Something powerful. The only person who knew the contents were Schlatt himself.
What's in the book?
But whatever it was, made Dream risk his own nation's relationship with nearly everyone on the server. He immediately accepted the deal and agreed to fight alongside Manberg.
She's got like 7.
With this, the stage was set. The final pieces moved into place. The war was set for November 16th, exactly 1 month after the festival. The battle drew near, as days turned to hours and hours to minutes.
And minutes to seconds.
The battle to end all battles. As the armies logged on and prepared, the fate of Manberg hung in the light of the rising sun, and the dawn of the 16th had arrived.
Oh, geez, so intense.
There was a traitor. In the midst of Pogtopia,
What?
there was a traitor.
Who?
A few days prior to the war, Dream had
Quackity?
spread word that a traitor lied in the rebellion.
Let me guess,
Over
no
the
one
days
dared?
leading to the war, tension ran high in Pogtopia. But no one cracked. The rumored traitor had not made a move, and some questioned whether this traitor ever existed in the first place.
I don't think it did.
Unanimously, everyone decided to move forward with the war,
Yeah, move
vowing to
forward.
destroy the imposter the second they showed their true allegiances.
Yeah.
With
That
this,
seems
the
smart.
two sides prepared for battle. Wilbur and his army conversed about the possible outcomes of the war, and Wilbur plainly stated that if they lost, he would turn the entirety of Manberg to smithereens.
Jeez, dude.
Altogether, he had laced 11.5 stacks of TNT under Manberg. And the second they lost, he would ignite every last piece of it. Tommy feared the
Give me that
thought
one
too
piece
much
left.
and assured everyone they would not lose.
You wouldn't come to that.
Technoblade, however, endorsed the idea of chaos. While the rest of Pogtopia had been engaging in petty conflicts and drama, he had been preparing weaponry for the past month.
Oh, geez.
Such is the life of Technoblade.
Uh,
Upon informing the army of his secret stash, he led them all through the forest and into a lake to his underground base. As they descended into the armory, everyone was shocked. The walls were lined with chests and the armor stands engulfed by netherite armor. If anyone wasn't prepared before, now they were. The army swept the chests, grabbing anything and everything that would help them in their pursuit of victory. Fully geared, the group exited Techno's base, gathering at the foot of the path to Manberg. Months of buildup led to this moment, their chance at freedom once again. The sun began to set.
the second battle
People
of
took one
Manberg.
last look at each other. Friends, enemies, it didn't matter. Today, they were something more. And as they took one final glance down the dreaded path, they knew it was time for war. And with a fiery passion only he could, Tommy charged ahead, leading his army to battle, to take back their home. Schlatt and Dream's army held a watchtower at the end of the path and immediately began firing upon Pogtopia's arrival.
Run. If we get in the tower, you'll be
Knowing
fine.
that the absence of cover gave them a huge disadvantage,
Oh, what's the
the
tower?
army quickly rushed the tower to force Manberg off from below. Within seconds, the first few to reach the top of the tower forced Dream and his men to retreat back into Manberg.
Yeah.
Unlike the last war, this time the rebellion was in control. Holding the tower, Pogtopia rained arrows on the Manberg army, who fired back.
Make it rain.
It didn't take long for Pogtopia to realize they were winning, and immediately they coordinated another push on the Manberg army. Jumping off the tower, the armies engaged in close-range combat, and Carl became the first death, falling to Technoblade.
Oh, that makes sense.
They were winning. The army continued to attack Dream and even forced Purple to surrender, turning him to their side.
Well, that was simple.
Running out of options, Dream stopped fighting and requested to speak alone with Wilbur.
What do you want to talk
As they
about?
started to talk, Dream pointed out that he made a mistake to fight with Schlatt. As despite his entire nation being attacked, and having bribed one of the most powerful men on the server to supply him an army, Schlatt didn't even bother to show up.
Oh.
Upon realizing this, Dream saw no point in continuing the battle, and announced Manberg would surrender. But Schlatt wasn't gone yet. After announcing the surrender, Dream led everyone to the remains of the Kamar van.
The Kamar van.
Lied Schlatt, broken and unchanged, the leader of a dying nation at the end of his reign. Both armies gathered around to witness what would be his final moments. In one final act of despise, Wilbur, a man once broken by Schlatt, cast away from his own
What are you
land,
gonna do, Wilbur? Don't do
ordered
anything
Tommy
stupid.
to execute him.
No, throw him in
to
jail.
put a stop to the tyranny and injustice of an unfit ruler, and to finally end the reign of Manberg. But before Tommy could pull the trigger, Schlatt began acting strange, and...
What?
Oh, dear.
Did he?
Did he just have a heart attack?
He just
the Camargon. The place L'Manberg began and the place Manberg would end. With Schlatt gone for good, Pogtopia had won the war.
Yeah.
Taken back Manberg. Or should I say, L'Manberg. Dream announced that there was never a traitor in the first place, and the whole thing was made up to distract them.
Yeah.
With this, they needed a new leader of their nation. Someone strong, someone fair, and a true leader. And for some reason, Wilbur chose Tommy Innit.
What?
The people agreed, and Tommy took his place on the stage to give his first speech as president of L'Manberg.
It looks like we won. And I never thought I'd say this, but even after the hardships, the tyranny we'd been through, it was meant to be. As much as this is everything, and this is what would have been everything.
Yeah.
I can't be the president.
Oh, wait, what?
I've still got unfinished business. Because you still got those discs. I can't do this until we're done. So Wilbur, take your place on the podium.
I have something to say.
What are you gonna say?
Look, I'm gonna keep this brief, right? I also cannot be your president.
What's going on?
Techno, you've taught me a lot. You've taught me that government is not the way to go, and I agree with you. To be honest, I feel like whilst I can't be here to judge how other people's governments are ran, I can say that it would be hypocritical of me to run a government. So I'm gonna hand off the presidency to someone.
Ooh.
Tubbo, I want you to come up onto the stage.
I've been put on the spot here. I wasn't expected to be surrounded by here with friends, enemies, which I don't hate all that much, I'll be honest. But I enjoy seeing the unity, and I feel like that's really what matters. I don't want to be an agent of chaos, if you will, or anyone who wants to start violent activity. That's honestly the last thing on my agenda right now. And I feel like, you know, now everyone's here in unity, no one is banned, and that's what counts.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. It's been an honor. It's been...
Tubbo was now the president of New L'Manberg. And following the speech, everyone teamed up to take down the decorations from the festival.
Oh, I was still up.
Tommy congratulated Tubbo on his new position, and L'Manberg celebrated its freedom once again.
Yeah.
But Wilbur was nowhere to be seen.
Oh no.
In the light of their celebration, blinded by bliss, nobody had noticed Wilbur sneaking away from the crowd.
What's he doing?
Alone.
What's he doing?
That's what he was. Alone. Sent on an ever-diverging path from sanity. He made his way to the back of the hill. This time, he made sure to mark the entrance. This time, the plan wouldn't fail.
No!
And as the people celebrated outside, Wilbur entered the detonation chamber.
No.
The words of the L'Manberg anthem enveloped the cold stone walls, and the single button stood in the middle of the room, had the power to destroy it all. Outside, the celebration came to an abrupt end when Dream revealed that there actually was, and still is, a traitor.
And you said there wasn't one?
Almost on command, Technoblade shot his firework launcher, killing Tubbo again.
What?
The people were in shock, and the following events would change L'Manberg forever.
You guys listen to me. I did not spend weeks planning this revolution, giving you guys gear for you guys to go in and replace one tyrant with another. The thing that I built this nation for doesn't exist anymore. The thing I worked towards doesn't exist anymore. It's over.
What are you doing?
Don't you see what's happening here? Don't you see history repeating itself? You think Schlatt was the cause of your problems? No! It was government! Alright, well everyone just walked off.
Then you should probably go fight Dream. Because he created a government.
the middle of my speech. I'm killing everyone. We're killing everyone.
Get him!
Phil, I'm always so close to pressing this button, Phil. I've been here like 7 or 8 times. I've been here.
And you want to just blow it all up.
Why would you want to do
The
that?
government ends here. I'll kill it myself.
No! You know who was the traitor? Tommy the traitor was Wilbur.
There was a saying
Wilbur.
by a traitor, once part of the Manberg. It was never meant to be.
What are you doing? No, he pushed it!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Whoa, what have you done? He survived!
Oh my god!
What's happening on the other end?
Will!
Oh,
It's all gone!
it's gone.
L'Manberg was gone.
The caravan's
People
gone as
stood
well.
in shock as Wilbur and Phil stood in the now exposed detonation room.
Oh,
Having
there!
completed his mission, Wilbur was free at last.
Why would he do this?
My L'Manberg, Phil! My unfinished symphony, forever unfinished! If I can't have this, no one can, Phil!
Jeez.
Kill me, Phil. Phil, kill me. Phil,
What are you
kill
doing?
me. Phil, stab me with the sword. Murder me now.
No matter what you want, I can't.
Phil!
No,
kill
what are
me,
you
Phil.
doing?
Murder me. Look, they all want you to.
What are you doing? Don't do it, Phil. No! No!
Wilbur was now gone. A mere memory of an idea. Freedom.
Respawn, right?
It's what he sought all this time, and now he finally found his peace. But Technoblade was not satisfied.
Oh no. Right here. No!
Tommy,
Yeah?
do you think you're a hero? Is that what this is?
I just wanted L'Manberg.
What just?
You just wanted
And I
power.
That's all I've ever wanted.
You want to man?
Tommy, you just did a coup. You just did a hostile government takeover and then immediately instilled yourself as president.
He didn't.
And then you gave it to your friend, but that's still a tyrant, Tommy. But the thing about this
right.
world, Tommy, is that good things don't happen to heroes. Let me tell you a story, Tommy. The
What?
story of a man called Theseus. His country, well, his
Theseus.
city-state technically, was in danger. And he sent himself forward into enemy lines. He slayed the Minotaur and saved his city. You know what they did to him, Tommy? They exiled him. He died in disgrace, despised by his people. That's what happens to heroes, Tommy. The Greeks knew the score. But if you want to be a hero, Tommy, that's fine.
He's got 6 skulls.
Xenoblade, don't do this.
Don't do this.
So close.
Don't do this,
Want to be a
Techno.
hero, Tommy?
Don't do this, Techno.
You want to be a hero, Tommy?
No, don't
then
do this.
die like one!
No! Done.
This was the real war. Technoblade and Dream fought to protect the Withers. The world
He named one.
erupted into chaos.
Oh no.
Crumble the pie.
Honey, no!
Don't detonate! Ooh, this kid is still double sabotage. Get him!
Pearl, no!
Kill him, big Kim! Ah, kill him! Nice. I saw too far away. Tommy, you got it. They're all dead.
happened to
L'Manberg
Manberg?
was in shambles. The Withers had been
started so
killed,
peacefully.
but not before causing even more damage.
It's all
The
gone.
land was disfigured. Once a nation, a home, was now nothing but a crater.
It's gone.
The people
All
of
of it.
L'Manberg overlooked what was left, wondering why. But they would never get their answer. Dream and Techno fell back into the shadows, having accomplished everything they set out to do.
Smart.
And with this, the war was finally over. Pogtopia had lost, Manberg had lost, and the only winner was chaos.
Dream.
Over the next few weeks, the people would begin to build a new L'Manberg. Filling in the crater with water, new life began to emerge from the everlasting scars of its creator.
Yeah, that actually looks nice.
Tubba would remain the president of this new land, hoping to bring unending peace.
Jeez.
But in his quest to abolish conflict, one action would separate the inseparable.
What?
Tubbo would exile his own best friend.
No. Okay. That story got so intense the further I went through. I did not expect any of that to come. I did not expect Wilbur to betray them. I didn't expect Techno to summon wizards. I didn't see any of this coming. And I'm just nervous to see what's going on. Because they said that Wilbur was gone, but it doesn't make any sense because it's a video game. You could just respawn. I don't know what that means. And I'm honestly nervous to find out. So I think it's time to wait. Wait for a little bit. Figure out what's going on. Leave your theories of what you think's gonna happen down below, or tell me, or give me clues of what's gonna happen if you've already seen this. So, I have enjoyed this. I hope you have enjoyed this. So please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.